Hello everybody, this is DashCamAndy. I'm going to give you a quick rundown on my first impressions of the Nintendo Switch demo for Dinkum. This review is made with the full understanding that I have not been able to experience all aspects of the gameplay. This is partially due to limitations within the demo itself, which is not uncommon in demo versions of virtually any software, and partly due to how I chose to progress within the game itself. That being said, here are my initial impressions of Dinkum throughout my time spent in the demo. Being that my review is of the demo version for Switch 1, issues I present here may or may not be present in the full release, and also may not apply to players on Switch 2 due to the improved hardware. The game is also available on Steam and has been since 2022, so you can also choose to play on PC or on the Steam Deck, where you may have a better overall experience. This review is comprised of my own opinions and observations, and is given to you freely without any compensation or input from the developers. Here's the positive. Dinkum offers non-Australians the chance to experience a slice of Australian outback life, right down to colloquialisms that are specific to that region, and including the native flora and fauna. The game's musical soundtrack is catchy, and within a few hours of play I found myself humming, whistling, or tapping my foot to the beat of certain tracks. During times the player is in danger or under attack, the music changes to a more dramatic, urgent theme so that you are aware and can prepare yourself to either fight or flee. The piece of land Fletch takes you to is procedurally generated, meaning each time you start a new game there is an entirely different terrain generation with differing percentages of biome generation. If you arrive, receive your in-game map, and you don't like what is offered, you can simply end the game, delete the save file, and start over until you find a piece of land that is more acceptable to you. Having watched many hours of gameplay on YouTube before trying the game myself, I can state that there is far more content available than the little slice I experienced in the demo. There are plenty of options for decorating and customizing the look and feel of your life in the Outback, which allows you to create your own experience as you see fit. The game's graphics are not photorealistic or earth-shattering. That being said, the graphics are more than acceptable. Creatures are animated accurately, lighting and shadows change appropriately with the time of day and weather conditions, and light sources, such as torches and lamps, work as they should. You can adjust your viewing angle across a wide range to suit your preferences. Here are my neutral observations. The sudden direction change or spinning of the characters sometimes causes balloon on a string movement of the player's head. It can either be comical or unnerving. The character generation screen at the beginning offers a fairly good assortment of options, but is less fleshed out, pardon the pun, than some other games. Considering this is an indie title, I cannot place too much criticism here. The player character appears to be gender neutral, as there are no gender selections within the game, and throughout the game you're always referred to by your chosen name. Dialogue needs a few minor tweaks, especially when Fletch asks if you can find something to eat, and there are minor typos like missing apostrophes and simple grammatical errors. Nothing game-breaking or preventing your immersion into the game, and frankly, I'm just being a bit nitpicky here. Scenery and graphical elements do occasionally pop in at times, and there are occasional graphical glitches, but that is not unheard of in many games, and to a small degree I expect this in demo versions. Some people find this annoying or consider this to be poor coding and or optimization, but I don't find it to be a serious issue. Here are my negative feelings. There's an input delay lag, and sometimes a total lack of response on the left analog stick. This issue is present both with wireless controller and the USB wired controller. The issue seems to be less problematic during normal gameplay, but becomes very obvious when negotiating dialog boxes and your inventory. Controller settings only allow you to swap the A and B, or X and Y buttons respectively, but do not allow you to really customize your button bindings. The in-game clock passes too quickly, making you feel a bit rushed at times to reach certain goals. While in menus, the game continues to run in the background. What might be a minute or two of inventory management on your end results in a significant period of game time passing. If you wish to actually pause the game, you need to select pause from the same screen you access your goals rewards menu, and once paused, you can't do anything within the game at all. Early gameplay can be a bit frustrating, as there is little in-game tutorial. Don't give up though, because once you figure things out, it gets much easier. Here are my tips for gameplay for new players. If a hostile animal is in the process of attacking a peaceful animal, Watching from a wary distance can work to your benefit, as you can then harvest the peaceful animals' dropped resources for your own use without having to engage in combat yourself. Once John the Trader sets up his permanent store, you'll find a scale just inside the door to your immediate right. This is the place to sell chunks of amber you dig up and meteorites that occasionally fall. If you find these items before John has set up his store, keep them in your tent until he does. These are a significant source of dinks, which is your in-game currency. Upon exiting your tent at the beginning of the day, take a good look around. You may find resources scattered about from attacked peaceful mobs. Before crossing any body of water, take a good look around as well. Crocodiles and sharks will often be present, and they can easily take you out in a few seconds. You cannot fight back while swimming. Once you receive the recipe for a basic wooden crate, craft several and place them in a convenient location. They allow you to store quite a substantial amount of materials and furniture items you will acquire throughout the game, and most materials stack well beyond 200 items per slot. Try to fulfill as many requests as possible. Not only does it increase your relationships with the NPCs, it also allows you to acquire dinks and other items as well. Try to meet your daily goals and stretch goals, as the permanent points you earn allow you to unlock recipes and progress into other aspects of the game, such as vegetable farming and livestock operations. Have access to a web browser in your early stages of gameplay, because the Dinkum Wiki, although sometimes not as detailed as I would have liked, is an invaluable tool to have. It'll also help you translate the occasional Australian phrases or terms into an equivalent phrase or term that you're familiar with. To sum everything up, while I have so far only experienced what I might call the tip of the iceberg of what Dinkum has to offer, I find the game interesting, and the demo has left me wanting more of that compelling gameplay. I'm not a serious gamer by any stretch of the imagination, yet my viewing of others playing the full Steam release, coupled with my experience playing the demo, have motivated me to pre-order the full Switch release, which I never pre-order games. As of Thursday, October 30th, 2025, the full version had automatically downloaded onto my Switch, but as one might reasonably expect, the servers won't allow me to jump right in until the official launch date of Wednesday, November 5th, 2025, which coincidentally is the date of this recording. Dinkum for Switch may be purchased for digital download via Nintendo's eShop at this time, although there will be a physical release scheduled for January 30, 2026 in the North American markets if you prefer owning a physical copy of the game. Would I recommend this game? Yes, I would, especially if you were looking to deviate slightly from the cozy gaming genre or are interested in farming simulators that do have a small risk of danger without being overwhelmed. Dinkum offers online co-op play, although for the moment that is restricted to players on a similar platform, but the developers say they are looking into adding cross-platform online play. Dinkum continually offers new content, with their most recent Animal Tracks update just being released on October 27, 2025. So for the moment it appears as if there will be continual improvements and additions brought to the game. Well, there you have it, my first impressions of Dinkum after completing the free demo version on Nintendo Switch. If Dinkum sounds interesting to you, why not give the demo a chance? It costs you nothing, and who knows, you might just love the game. I'm DashCamAndy, and I'd like to thank you for watching. Have a great day.